What's up, GDQ?
Let's go!
For the purposes of this run and this run only, I am the Red Prince, RadRingtail, and my competitor is...
I am the Blue Prince, BobbyBurm, a.k.a. BlueBurm.
And our wonderful commentators are...
I'm Gelly. I've played this game before. And you?
I'm Flapjack. I might have played this game before.
Radical.
All right. Well, we've all been on the GDQ stage before. If you take all our games and put it in a blender, like some Tunic and some Enter the Gungeon, you get Blue Prince, which... I mean, it's true. Can you explain it?
Yeah, so Blue Prince is the best way I can describe it to you all is it is a puzzle roguelike house builder. If you don't know what that means, you're about to find out. My favorite games of all time are Outer Wilds and Tunic, and this contends with those. And I cannot believe I'm on stage GDQ saying that, which is so exciting. I'm so excited to be here. As you can tell, I'm wearing blue for the Blue Prince. Rad is wearing red for the Red Prince, so I wanted to call that out as well. We're LARPing here. And one thing we wanted to call out at the beginning of the run, this is probably the most we're going to be talking this entire run.
Absolutely.
This is one of the most intense speeds. I've been speedrunning at GDQ for years. This is going to be the least I ever talk on stage, probably. So we're going to have our amazing commentators be covering for us, and I just wanted to call that out right at the front. And last thing, in the audience, we have 100 foam fingers with 46 on them. You can see them on the stream here. I need you all to make so much noise. Every time you see a square light up there, I need you all to go crazy. Can you do that? Alrighty. To you all, anything you want to say before the run kicks off?
Last thing, I've got to make sure, this is an incredibly intensive game in terms of lore, so just to shout out a couple of spoilers that we're going to be working with. If you haven't made it there, just fair warning. Anything up to room 46, anything involving microchips, chests, the location of some choice floor plans, the den secret, incredible one, and some safe solutions. If you're not aware of those, be aware, you might get spoiled on those. In any case, though, I think we're all ready. Runners, how are we looking? Good?
Ready to go.
Audience, are we ready?
Good luck.
They are going to start in 3, 2, 1. Bingo! All right, so to explain in a little bit more detail what we're working with here, we've got this big honkin' bingo board, right? We've got these 45 conditions that we're working with. Let me talk. We've got 45 conditions here, and unlike in standard bingo where you're meant to make a line across or you're meant to make a diagonal, we're actually building from the start to the end. As anyone who has played the game before may know, you are intended to make it to the antechamber in order to access room 46. And in a similar sort of fashion, the bingo is built like that. So some of the bottom conditions are going to be a lot easier, and it's going to get more and more difficult as you're working up. Can you turn down Bobby's audio a little bit? Thank you. So you're basically going to
Same for me.
Moving up the chain from bottom to top, and depending on what sort of conditions that you can get, depending on how random they are, it'll be more difficult as you climb up here. So for example, if we were to look at some of these conditions, open West Gate, open Orchard Gate, that is always the start that we're working with here. Because those are the conditions that happen to be most easy for us to always collect, and they give us the greatest advantages, we're going to be collecting those every time, so they're in the corners most out of the way. If we were to be looking at the top there, if you look at the goal, there are 3 conditions that block access to the antechamber. Using 5 upgrade discs of course being a mechanic in the game that allows you to give you permanent upgrades to certain rooms. We'll explain the drafting mechanics as we get there. On the right side, we've got 7 plus allowance, another permanent upgrade that gives you money at the beginning of every day. And at the bottom, entering room 46. The reason that we've got that in place is that you may think, looking at this board, well, why not take the straight shot up from the start to the ending? And we figured that out pretty quickly too. So we've made that as difficult as possible and precisely put it in such a way where if either of our competitors end up getting to room 46 in an hour and a half, a commendable feat, they will very likely get that center line. So that's one way to win, but there's a bunch of side conditions that exist as well that allow them to, play bingo like the rest of us may. So lighting 4 blue flames, which would be on the 5th rank on the left side, or riding an elevator on the right side. These are the sort of conditions that you can pick up incidentally as you're moving along here. And they're going to be looking to see what's the most likely line as you're moving from bottom to top. And I've constructed this board in such a way that apparently, at least it's frustrating Rad. I don't know how Bobby feels.
This is wild.
This is a wild board.
Wow.
You've had 3 minutes to look at it at the very least once we're looking through these cutscenes. So anything to add, Flapjack?
They are going to have to be very particular about the ways in which they select their route. Their drafting strategy is going to have to be very dynamic. This game does not hand you any particular wins in any particular reasonably predictable way.
This is going to be interesting.
So they are going to have to modify their strategy based on what the game gives them. They might think that they're going to take a route and wind up winning by a completely different avenue.
Good luck, gamer.
So
yeah, good luck.
We will find out what ends up transpiring as they start their day one.
Yep.
V mode, maybe?
Yeah, so talking about V mode, he's going to shout it out here, and I'm just going to pass it off to Flapjack because you're going to know better here.
So V mode is for a mode called Veteran Player Mode, which is a relatively recent discovery thanks to the Blueprints community. And it is a undocumented mode that whereby if you draft 3 rooms within the first 30 seconds of starting the game, an assumption is made in the game's code that you are a veteran player returning to attempt to win the game in a short time frame, potentially in a one-day time frame, and it sets the game's luck up for you in a much more favorable way. So if you are aware of this mode and you make your 3 drafts within the first 30 seconds, you alter the luck on day one.
Yep. In particular, something to note is that Rad, as he's pulling here, the utility closet is set to commonplace. Utility closet is crucial in order to make any real progress. You may notice open west gate, which I called at the intro there. The utility closet is necessary in order to get access to there. The other thing that he's going to need on top of that is going to be going to the garage. They're both doing the utility closet, that's correct. So they're going to be looking to go up the left side in order to draft the garage, which happens between ranks 4 and 7 at sort of a common pace. Again, due to V mode, the rarity is set up for us there. They're going to attempt to go to the garage because the utility closet not only has access to the gem cavern here, which gives them a starting amount of 2.
That's wild.
They're tied neck and neck. Let's go.
So both of them have unlocked one of the first permanent upgrades that is available to anyone playing this game, which is the Gemstone Cavern. This permanently upgrades both of them with the ability to start every day with a beginning allowance of 2 gems, which is one of the managed currencies of the game.
Mm-hmm. What gems are most important for is being able to draft rare rooms. We should explain a little bit of the mechanics that are going on here. They are exploring the manor by drafting rooms. They're given 3 different rooms to draft as they go along. So they're building the manor each day. This comes at a minor downside. Well, there's a big downside to building your manor in general, but the main one for us as runners is that once you end a day, which can happen if you run out of steps, run out of keys, run out of gems, if you run out of the ability to continue a day, the next day you've got to start from the beginning. You have to redraft all of the rooms, but everything's randomized, everything's out of whack. So you want to pull as many permanent upgrades as you possibly can, including allowance, gem cavern, being able to open the west gate, and of course, getting bingo squares. So that's going to be the crucial crux of the gameplay loop here, is going to be exploring as much of the manor in order to get resources here. Got something to say, Flapjack?
The resources that you see most of all in the game are keys, gems, and coins. Obviously, we've already mentioned that gems are the currency of drafting rare rooms. Keys are the currency of unlocking doors. As you progress further north into the higher ranks of the manor, you will more often be presented with locked doors, and you'll have to expend a key in order to open it. And then the coins of the game are used as a currency of the shops that you may find in the manor in order to make purchases of items or food that will allow you to prolong or gain an advantage in your run. Also, there is a 4th currency that Rad happens to have displayed on his run, which is the ivory dice. And the ivory dice are a much more rare currency that allow you to re-roll the drafts. As you might have noticed by now, they've already been entering many different ranks of the manor, and every time they are presented with 3 options for drafting, as you can see on Bobby's screen, the dice let you change the rooms that you are presented with and attempt to gain an advantage by getting a more advantageous room, a more recommendable room.
Rad just redrafted there. Rad is just about, he's looking for a good outer room here. Each of these outer rooms impugns a different permanent sort of affectation that happens to your run. He's doing it near the end here, so he's looking for permanent upgrades that come from any of these. Most of these are not useful, except for maybe Tomb, which has open tomb door to reservoir, if that happens to be a condition on the board.
Wait.
anything of the, oh yeah, he's got dig spots here. If there was a dig spot condition, he'd also be able to get that. But very shortly soon, once he's drafted his outer room, he's going to be retreating here in order to open the west gate, which will be our first condition. So look out for that lower left corner. Bobby, I actually, I might as well ask you, are you on your way to hitting any of these conditions here?
I think I just got read, find, print. Is this counts, right?
Did you read it with a, yeah, you've read it with a, he's got reading, find, print. I'm sorry.
Wow. That was very
I'm sorry
lucky.
for being excited, guys.
I got just to see how rough this gets. Sometimes I'm at 7 keys.
Oh yeah,
wow.
Yeah. 8 keys is one of the conditions on the board as well. But he's hit his first condition, opening the west gate.
So the west gate is important. It grants you permanent access to the outer room, as he just saw him enter. That means that the start of every day, he can draft one of 8 unique outer rooms in order to enhance his drafting strategy for that particular day.
Mm-hmm. So for example, the root cellar that he picked there, if he had drafted that very early, that would have allowed him a lot of different dig spots, which are diggable with shovels. Shovel is one of these special items that exist in the game that allows you to, for example, dig things up. For example, he's going to be digging up the conservatory here, which is an incredibly important room, but shovel allows you to do quite a few things. Sledgehammer allows you to open trunks without using keys, which contain randomized resources that are important for our purposes. There will be things like metal detectors, which allow us to get keys and coins more regularly. Telescopes, which allow us to have observatory effects happen twice, so on and so forth. These items are going to be important. He's got the second condition. We've got him on the lead. He's on his way, maybe. Anyways, he's got his, what is that, your second blue flame?
Just first.
Oh, it's just your first. Okay, yeah.
Do we have new floor plans on the board? I don't see that.
We do. We have 3 floor plans.
Okay.
It's going to be that
Where
corner
is it?
slot
Got it.
there. Yeah. So
I marked it already.
He's marking the numbers there. It's incredibly crucial that you also not only pay attention. Well, you try to pay attention to all the squares, but here we are. You've got the 3 squares that are right next to the antechamber up there, and then you've got the 2 corner squares that border each of those. So, for example, you have draft, locker, sauna, pump rooms in a day. That's incredibly hard to pull off because you need to not only pull a pool, but also those 3 additional rooms that come with it, and then adding 3 new floor plans. Picking up floor plans is a permanent upgrade that is awarded very, very infrequently depending on certain puzzle solutions that you can get. Conservatory and planetarium tend to be the easiest 2. The third one is a little bit on the ifsier side. You could get a closed exhibit from a study, you could get something from the drafting studio, you could get a lost and found from the basement, et cetera, et cetera. It depends on what these 2 players end up picking, if that is the route that they want to be particularly taking up here. Rad is currently resetting his first day. Actually, Rad, I didn't even ask you for your opinion. How are you feeling right now?
This board is intense. And on day one is either maxless or minimalist. You either want to cut it real fast or you want to give it, everything you've got. And mine ended almost immediately, so that's what was chosen for me.
Also, on the opposite end of that, mine ended way too long, and I didn't actually get what I needed, so that was frustrating. So I didn't actually get the garage, which is very frustrating.
Right. Yeah, some of these, the day 1 in particular, shout outs to T.F. Murphy. I have his Bible here, where I have 50 pages of different documents that one data miner has dredged up here. And one of the most interesting things that he's noted, of course, was V-mode. And the entire discussion that centers around V-mode is that it's trying to give you boosted luck instead of anything else. So it's even past what you'd normally expect. So it sort of treats you like you're at day 21 because it tries to drip feed you different information as
minor spoilers here.
Oh, yeah, it's planetariums in here, don't worry about that. So it tries to drip feed you information over time, and then you get to day 21 and you have full odds. Well, V mode gives you those odds plus more.
Whoops.
So that is, it's kind of important that you want to maintain day 1 as long as you possibly can in order to extend your days as long as you're able to. And as it turns out,
we have a thing.
Oh, Bobby has
got
a
it firmly.
victory!
All right,
Okay.
folks.
All right.
I need to get my reading voice out. The Red Prince by Marion Marigold. There was once a red prince who sat on a red throne. He had a red crown made of rubies and a red castle made of stone. The prince had a love for all things red. It's the only true color, the prince often said. He could not stand the sight of a canary or a crow. He could not stand the white of a swan in the snow. And he never looked up for the fear of the view. He had heard that the sky was not a red hue. So he always had a book to turn his eyes down if he ever was outside when the clouds weren't around. And do you know which book the prince always had? The one that made him happy whenever he was sad? A story he had read in the bath and the bed. And maybe you can guess with the clues that we have said. It was a story of a boy who also wore red. And he looked like our prince from his toes to his head. And as you, my reader, might already assume, this book is quite near you. In fact, in the same room. A story about you, if it needs to be said, about a red prince and his book, the red book we just read.
Let's go.
Congratulations. That's a condition. Red Prince Swinburne up at the top. He's making his way up the ranks here. So something to note that our two competitors here have gentlemen's into, or I forced them to gentlemen's into, they only read one of each of the books that is located there. So the Red Prince is the easiest one to get because that only requires drafting the nursery. Bobby has betrayed his blue heritage by reading the Red Prince. What it is.
He grew out of it. It's okay.
And Rad, in the meantime, is going to be forced to read Swinburne. Both of these, by the way, are incredibly political books when you look at the context of the game. For example, the Red Prince is about the Fensurrection, and the Swinburne, as we'll see, is going to be about the Fensurrection. And
minor spoilers.
Nuances about nuance, etc. Uh-oh. Rad's got something else to do.
Oh, no.
He is awoken by the sound of a dropping coin!
Wow.
And he's going to leave for 2.5 minutes. So
Rad.
anyways...
Rad, where are you going?
Wait, did my competitor just leave?
Rad.
Yeah, he's got better things.
This is gonna be easy, baby. Quickly, someone turn off his game. Ooh, wait a minute.
So while Rad does the political circuit of kissing babies and saying he won the mayorship, we might as well, oh wait.
Secret passage.
Secret passage for, courtyard.
Just hoping for Cloister.
Fine. Yeah, well, you're on the edge of the board, so you can't get Cloister, but maybe
true.
next time.
Hey, Rad, how you doing?
Hey, buddy.
You returned real quick. Anyways, as we're waiting for Alzara to finish here and as Bobby would like to do some parlor stuff, I think now at 14 minutes would be an appropriate time to get some donations. Spef?
We have $100 from the great Alzara. And, as it was foretold, I'm awakened by the sound of a blue prince race. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to donate to Doctors Without Borders. Thank you very much for that generous donation.
Thank you. I will say, in case anybody needs a reason to donate, we have our own strange opinions about what the best rooms are.
Oh, that's the
I
one.
like the Cloister. You're good, Chief. I personally like my Cloister of Draxus. I know that my commentators and these competitors have their own favorite rooms. If you would like to donate with your favorite rooms so that we can roast it, feel free. So Bobby is currently accessing the security. This is an interesting feature that exists.
Bobby's keyboard does sound like the security keyboard actually would.
This is huge, actually.
That's a lab, by the way.
Oh, no, I can't read. Uh-oh. Okay, we don't have triggering experiment. Challenge complete? Oh, our request glitch run hit.
Okay.
Let's go!
That was quick, folks.
Shout outs to everyone who donated for Breakfast Glitched.
Yeah, it's going to be a quick and we're playing on a glitchless set here in order to avoid the horrors that glitches hath wrought. So thankfully we'll be able to see that thanks to your kind donations. As we're moving along here, so let's see. Bobby just looked at the laboratory for a second, which was the terminal. There are some experiments that can be incredibly useful. I think 7+ allowance benefits the most from that because there is an experiment that exists. Setting up experiments requires looking at a list of 3 triggers.
Choices.
Looking at 3
Choices.
Conditions that happen after that trigger. And one of the conditions that can happen is that you permanently add 1 allowance. So if he can get the laboratory to be that experiment, that might turbo him past needing to pick up some of the allowance tokens that Rad has already picked up, such as from the trading post, from the Cloister, from the closed exhibit, from the master bedroom, in increasing difficulty as time goes on. He's solving the boiler now.
It's very silly.
God bless you.
Please work.
Yeah.
Please let me open the... Okay, good.
No. Is that enough?
Yeah, it's enough.
So there's a consistent way to do the strat, and he never does it. So, that's entirely on him.
No, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rad is looting the attic.
That's an elevator, baby.
That does count as an elevator.
Where is this?
On the right side.
Oh, there it is.
He's making a line, folks! Oh no, I can't be losing my voice now. He's looting the attic. Can you explain that in detail?
So the attic is one of the rare rooms, and it is a very high gem cost. As a result, it costs 3 gems to draft the attic, but it has 8 items in it, which is a significant boost to the likelihood of making some sort of progress casually and in bingo.
Right.
Until it's not. But yeah.
You got the metal detector. Stop whining. You're fine.
That's right. That's right. That's the right call.
In any case, mentioning the attic, there's quite a few glitches in this game that exist that we will be seeing in the 80% run, such as jumping out of the attic there. There will be a lot of hovering out of bounds, and we've banned that outright because it messes with the entire balance of the bingo board that we're looking at here. So we are looking at as glitchless as we're going to be able to make it a Blueprints run here. Bobby, in the meantime, is getting the mini version of the attic, which is the walk-in closet, which is actually, I think, personally, one of my favorite rooms.
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah, you always do study.
Yeah,
study is the correct answer. Everyone give him a round of applause for picking the right. It's the easiest decision of my, there goes my fun finger. Okay, so we're at, of course, we're at 1743, which means it's time to interview our two competitors here. Rad breathed in first, so I'm going to call him out. What are your opinions here? Bobby,
we have a couple.
Yeah, I still have not gotten the West Gate or the Orchard Gate, by the way.
Okay.
Very wild.
He should be able to get the West Gate relatively quickly because after day 2, according to the TF Murphy files, again, shout outs to TF Murphy.
Do we have stamp? I'm so sorry to interrupt.
We do not have stamp on this board,
Okay.
if I remember correctly. That's one of the bingo conditions that exists if you stamp in the library. According to TF Murphy, after day 2, if you still do not have the West Gate, the utility closet is dynamically rarity set to commonplace, so he'll always be able to encounter at least that. He just needs to be able to get the garage, which is still a bit unusual, still a bit more difficult.
I'm heading that way, baby.
He's going for it. He's going for it. All right. And then,
let's go.
he's got the vault.
Let's go.
He's got the vault. And that is spending 3 gems to draft
And
through.
40 coins, I think.
And 40 coins.
Where is my treasure map?
And 40 coins, yeah, up at the top there. Yeah.
Okay, that was lucky.
What do you mean that's lucky? There's always 40 coins in the vault.
3 gems. There we go.
Yeah. Woo!
There we go.
And Bobby is back in the lead with 8 conditions to Rad's 7. So Rad is actually utilizing some of these security doors here. The security doors operate on a completely different access to normal doors. As we've mentioned before with the keys, you normally use keys to unlock doors, but due to security, the security...
Okay, 6 keys, key card, car keys.
No, key card is not a major key, is it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
All right, you can have it.
Okay, thank you.
Hey! I mean, boo.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I can't be the bad guy. All right. Fish paste. What was I even talk about? Flapjack, you come up with an opinion while I remember.
So the electronic keycard, as you were talking about the security doors, as you've seen in most of the game, when you confront a door, it's a standard lock and it is opened by the standard key. But the second form of door is the electronically locked security door. In order to bypass those doors, you either have to find the electronic keycard or you have to use a combination of the utility closet and security in order to electronically disable the system by turning the doors off and then setting their offline behavior to be unlocked.
Yeah. These two competitors here are actually expert enough to understand that the security doors are not only modified by the fact that when you go to security, you can change your security to high or to low, depending on your conditions that you've met. So for example, if you have low rarity for your security doors, only a maximum of 3 security doors can appear, ignoring the closed exhibit. But going up to high, it can be up to 6 security doors. And if you've got a key card to make that work,
Rad choosing to craft an item.
Nice.
that's a rough one too.
Yeah.
But
Hey, if I get Great Hall, it'll be fine.
yeah, they are also going to.
Foyer? No.
They're also going
No.
to, they're going to know the rooms that they're going to want to draft that have security doors on the end of them because only certain rooms exist. And again, shout outs to TF Murphy. We know exactly which rooms have the security doors and the rarities that are associated with them. So for example, the workshop has a 70% chance of having a security door on top of the rarity that's associated with the distance from the antechamber, which is listed in a chart that I don't think I'm going to be able to show on the camera, but you can trust me.
Oh,
We
of
would
course
know
I
the
get
rarities.
burning glass combination.
No
immediately.
way.
No, I can't do it.
You can't
I
craft it. Some of these contraptions that he builds are more important than others. Making a contraption is incredibly difficult. The workshop can make that a lot easier if you can pull, for example, a gear wrench.
It's the combination.
Fine print.
That is viewing for fine print.
Side note,
Which is a condition on the board!
Nice. garage. Let's go.
He's got the garage. He's going to be getting Westgate shortly. It'll take him a bit of a walk.
Also, side note, I just got the laboratory, which when you draft a red room, you add 3 aquariums. So this could get spicy.
Yeah.
So he brings up a good point. By drafting a red room, an aquarium, if you don't know, it actually functions as one of every color. So if you think about it, this is a recursing condition whereby every time he drafts an aquarium, he will instead add more aquariums.
It spins out of control.
It's very similar.
Each of the colors, by the way, in case people are not familiar, it corresponds to a different type of room. Blueprints are sort of the generic rooms that can exist. Yellow rooms are going to be your shops. That's where you're going to spend your cash in order to access certain things. Your hallways, which are orange, are going to be the arterial parts where you're going to be able to access 4 different doors with regularity. Red rooms have a downside that you can tend to offset, but also give you a lot of increased access and can give you benefits if you know how to weaponize them. And purple rooms are your bedrooms. Those are the ones that are going to give you additional steps if you walk into them, or can give you additional keys depending on how many rooms or bedrooms that you have.
Really?
And then the last one is green rooms. Green rooms being sort of botany-based ones, botany manor type rooms where you are able to get gems and also dig spots associated with them. So being able to know which ones that you want to get access to can make or break. So for example, if you draft a foyer in one of these positions, your Great Hall will have all of its doors unlocked because that's the condition that the foyer appends to everything when you're going through here. So aquariums would also be unlocked as a part of that. Aquariums tend to be unusual, but because of Bobby's experiment on the laboratory where every time you draft it, you add 3 aquariums, if you ever get that condition, aquariums are set to commonplace inside of your drafting pool. So he would be able to pick it up every time he would have that opportunity. Did you pull the pool here?
I did.
Yeah. He's 1 for 4 on one of these conditions here. We'll be looking out for that. Pulling the pool adds 3 different rooms to the pool, which are listed up there. The drafting pool and the pool room. We'll get there. We've got the locker. We've got the locker room. We've got the sauna and the pump room. Each of those being powerful rooms in their own right, but you can't really force them into the pool that you're drafting out of because they're blue rooms. They're sort of generic, so there's not really a way that you're able to say force the locker room to appear, force the sauna to appear, et cetera, et cetera. Rad, I asked your opinion like 6 minutes ago and you didn't give me one. Can you tell me how you're feeling right now?
I've got a cool contraption, and I've got a pool.
Sorry.
Can we cheer for a cool contraption?
It's not one you usually see.
Yeah. He did also pick up the secret guard key. I do not know if he's going to get a chance to use it, but I
do have coat check though.
Yeah. He does have coat check, and he has already pulled 1 of 2 levers.
Right. Yeah, one of the conditions up there on rank 7 down the middle, pull 2 unique levers. The levers are access to the antechamber that are intended in order to allow you access in. The antechamber, very locked up. You can't just walk up to it and be able to use normal door access. You also have to pull a lever in order to be able to unlock them. And so these levers are distributed pretty evenly throughout the game, and there's only really 3 that you can access with ease. So getting 2 of those is going to be a bit of a hassle, but he's already got 1 of them. The second one being possible in Secret Garden Key.
Oh, I'm not gonna make it. I have two red rooms. I'm gonna run out of steps because of the hovel.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Wow, this is so tough.
Rad is faced with a very tough choice of going the direction he wants, but losing half his steps.
You're not a coward. You're not a coward. That's correct. You take the weight room every time. Yeah.
Sure.
Again, weight room being one of these red rooms that takes away half of your steps. Steps being a resource, which we did not explain. But
I just got to rank 9, by the way.
In case it wasn't obvious.
Oh, rank 9's on the board.
That's a condition!
Let's go.
I'm not going to have a voice after this.
It'll be worth it.
The steps that we're utilizing here, so for example, Rad is gaining 20 steps by eating food. It's essentially Simon, who's your character's exhaustion. Every time that you cross the boundary from one room to another, or if you're in the outdoors crossing the boundary from one section to another, you lose a step, because there's only so much energy that you can have in a day. So these steps not only are a resource in order to be able to navigate, but they're also a resource that you can literally spend. One of the outer rooms that exists is the hovel that allows you to, instead of spending gems, which are a resource that you have to find and pick up, use up your steps, which comes at great cost, as Bobby had figured out. So, you know what? 25, I think now is another good time for some donations. Spef.
Oh, nothing?
Absolutely. I've got 2 longer ones, so stay with me here. We have $500 from Iskarol. I'm sorry if I mispronounced.
Well, let's go.
Let's go.
Good luck, Rad. You've built the foundation for Blueprints Bingo, starting from the drawing room and with a ton of workshopping. It's it's great to see the format vaulted onto the GDQ stage. So study that board and pull from your library of strategies and get to the antechamber. And chat, let's pool our donations so we can unlock that BQuest incentive before this run goes into the GDQ archives. Thank you so much for that donation. That helped us meet that bonus BQuest glitched run. And then we've got one for Bobby here, $150 from SimCows. It says, been watching Bobby put this thing together since he first found 47 for the first time, and I'm so happy to see this labor of love hit the main stage. Bobby, may your keys be plentiful, and may the room RNG gods be in your favor.
Thank you, Sam.
MSF is a cause near and dear to my heart, so I'm so happy to get to support you and MSF in one fell swoop. Thank you so much for your generous donations.
Thank you for the donation.
Thank you so much. I also just got draft 6 red rooms in one day.
Yeah!
Which is exciting.
Wait, actually, me too.
Wait, really?
Yes.
No way!
And I also have 12 inventory items. Let's go.
That seems about right, quick thing, Bobby. Sim mentioned that you reached room 47. Can you elaborate on
cannot. I don't know. I may not.
Room 46, in case anyone's not aware, is the entire focus of this game. It is something that is bequested to you as a part of the will that you're rewarded by your grunkle, your great uncle, Herbert Sinclair. Shut up. Herbert Sinclair, who gives it to you on the condition that you can find room 46 within a timely manner. So, the manner being timely, you've got to find room 46 at the very end.
Thank you.
And rank 9.
Yes, we're in rank 9. Where is rank? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's a condition! So, making it to room 46 is imperative. It's incredibly unlikely that either of our competitors here will hit it. Rad?
He's thinking.
Oh no, that's
Ooh, that is the epitome of this game. It's like, oh my,
yeah.
And then you win, and they're like, wait, no. Yeah,
they're fighting not only the game, but me, having built the board up here. So, you've got to figure out exactly what
I think I just have to go for it. I can go back and get gems, but I'm not going to have enough to return trip if I do that.
You do have running shoes. You might make it.
Yeah. Do you believe in miracles? Because I do. Darn. Peer pressure.
I'm sorry, what is he doing?
He's giving up. Give him a big boo.
No, I went back. I went back.
5 big boos.
Once. All right, so here we go. So he is, in fact, using an upgrade disc. So the upgrade disc mechanic, which we referred to.
Okay.
Careful.
I'm going breakfast.
You always go breakfast nook, man. Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, you gotta.
Look at this guy.
You gotta.
Disgusting. Disgusting. That's fine.
Look at my gems.
The upgrade disc mechanic randomly will give you one room out of several, and it will let you apply an advantageous upgrade to said room. You can see that Rad elected to go with breakfast nook, which is an upgrade to the nook, which adds bacon and eggs to the nook, so that when you eat it, you gain some steps, but it also adds the morning room to the drafting pool.
Correct. The morning room happens to also contain an upgrade disc in it. However, my issue with it is that there's a much better upgrade that you can get, which is the reading nook. The reading nook always allows you to draft the library when leading it, and the library is the sickest room in the game, and anyone who disagrees with me can fight me up here. So, essentially, the library allows you to draft uncommon or unusual and rare rooms exclusively from the library, which is not only important in a casual playthrough when you're trying to familiarize yourself with as many rooms as possible, but also in a bingo context where you're looking for some of these unusual rooms, looking for some of these rare rooms. For example,
safes.
When needing to...
We do. 2 safes in a day, I think?
Yeah, 2 safes in a day is on the left. Drafting locker, sauna, and pump room to get the pool is an unusual room, so it would be more common from the library. You can get the library normally, but you can consistently force it using the reading nook, because the reading nook is a common room. So you use a common room to get an unusual room to get a rare room. Whereas instead, he's just going to eat bacon and eggs and, I don't know, grab some gems.
All right, so he gets the music room with a prism key.
All right.
It's
got to be SGK, right?
Yeah, but I can't. I can hit the lever, but I'll just end it in here.
Lever's a condition.
Got the cloister.
I believe it gets you into the antechamber, right? Is that your second? No, it doesn't. But it gets you your second lever, correct?
It does get me. I'll lose my steps in there.
Oh my God, they're
Well,
all locked.
you don't have to walk into the antechamber.
Yeah, there's a square on the board that says enter the antechamber.
Nobody's making you do it, but yeah, you probably could. It doesn't say whether or not you get to live the day inside of the antechamber. It just says enter the antechamber. So
Does anyone else have the subtle feeling to go potty?
He's got 30 seconds.
Oh no, inside the lavatory.
Anyway, I'm just hanging out for a second.
Yeah, we are not so crass. Well, we are kind of crass.
Too smart,
Second
two
condition-
unique levers? What?
He did, yeah.
Spending 30 seconds in the lavatory condition comes as a part of dare mode, which is something that you can access after.
He's gonna make it.
So all my food is in the conference room right now. Like I have enough to survive,
Oh.
but I can't. So
Oh,
I'm just
no.
gonna
Entering the antechamber is
He's entering the
huge.
antechamber.
Nice.
Very
Wow.
good. And the day ends.
That's awesome.
So Simon has passed out onto the basement key, which is fine.
I love that the 30-second one just
So as you can
12 dead ends. Do
12.
we have any dead end squares?
I don't think so.
Of
no.
course we don't.
Of course not.
Sorry, man, it's too easy. I don't know what to tell you. But Rad, as you can see, is making a red beeline up to the middle. Like I don't think I mentioned my planning of the board here. No, I definitely did. Getting to the antechamber is a part of making it to room 46. So he's basically shooting right up the middle, and enter the antechamber is a really difficult condition, so he's rewarded for his luck there. And so now it's just a matter of being able to make the connection to the bottom as well as the connection up to the top. We're 32 minutes in. Rad, give us an opinion, quick.
Yeah, day 2 went way. I'm on day 3, right? Yeah, day 2 went way farther than I thought it would. So I'm kind
That
of
was
like
your day
rewinding.
2?
Yeah, I'm rewinding the clock. Like, wait, what am I? Okay, yeah, 4 flames is kind of what I'm focused on now. And then based on the room I get in the outer room is kind of what's going to define where I take the day.
Sure. So what outer room would you pick out of these 3 and why?
Tomb.
Why?
Because it has an upgrade disc and it gets me one step closer to 46 potentially.
He's about to.
Yep.
Okay. And then Bobby, you're currently going to be picking what?
Was that, sorry?
What are you going to pick here?
Oh, I'm going for the full Red Room directory. So this was a huge pickup right here.
Mage Chamber is the unusual out of those red rooms, so if you can get the full red room directory,
Where am I at
that's
with
the
that?
condition.
I'm only missing
Right
one.
over-
What am I missing?
The archives.
Archive. Yeah. How have I not seen the
Bro
archives?
needs archives, yeah. So,
Thanks for the help, Flapjack.
No worries.
Hey, appreciate it, man.
oh, sorry that this is.
I think I'm also missing archives. And,
Me telling him what he's
Lava
missing
Door.
is not going to help him get in.
Yeah, true.
He'll be quite all right. Yeah, so full directory of red rooms. If you don't see it, it's on the 6th rank on the right side there. That'll be a condition that allows you to shoot up the right side. If we were looking for paths to be navigating here, in case you haven't noticed, for the board, Bobby is the blue conditions, Rad is the red conditions, and the white conditions are the ones that have been met by both players. So Rad has a path almost all the way up. If he can enter room 46, he's got it.
If I can enter room 46.
Just simply win. You
Yeah,
know?
just simply win.
But also, if there's alternate ways, for example, he's looking to use 5 upgrade discs. There's some of those corner rooms which are not trivial, but they're definitely going to be easier than drafting locker sauna pump room. Bobby, on the other hand, he's kind of got a spread going on where he could be going on the left side. He's got those white on the left. He's also got the ones on the right, but he's also got the 40 plus coins. So he could be taking either route as he sees fit here.
Gelly,
Yes.
have we talked about the fact that I can't just like clip to the end?
Yeah.
This is glitchless, right?
This is glitchless. Yeah, I think this would be the 3rd time that I'll talk about it.
Okay, cool.
But I'm more than happy
You
to
can tell
do
I'm
it
paying
again.
a lot of attention. Yeah.
Yeah, once again, we're playing glitchless because otherwise you'd be able to clip out of bounds and make it to the very end to room 46, which you will be doing as an any percent incentive, which was met within like 15 minutes of the start of this run. Again, very incredible. So,
Meh.
If you're playing at home and that sounds interesting to you, you should stick around for the incentive run. It will allow you to get 3 trophies in one go if you can master the speedrun technique.
if you do it in curse mode, it gets you 4. So,
Just ended in planetarium for fun.
yeah, and planetarium is not one of those.
Thank you.
Who doesn't love stars here? Astrology, rise up.
Please don't.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, and here's your bacon and eggs. Do you feel happy now? Are you going to be able to?
I do, yeah.
All right.
I need a shovel so bad. It's actually gross.
Yeah, the shovel is an important thing for Bobby to be hitting here. He hasn't gone to the orchard gate in particular
Correct.
because he's waiting to get a shovel in order
Please
to go
have a
near the
shovel here.
orchard.
Please.
There's the conservatory that's hidden there.
If it makes you
Spoilers.
feel any better, I pulled conservatory once and I got like mailroom. It was like,
Oh, yeah.
it was not, you have nothing to worry about.
Conservatory is an incredibly powerful room in that it allows you to adjust the rarities of rooms. I kind of talked about it at the very beginning, but it only drafts in corners. It's an unusual room, so it almost never shows up. But when it does, you can adjust the rarities of every single other room, provided that it shows up within the 3 that you're able to draft there. So they can pull, for example, a ladyship's chamber to make that more common, a master bedroom to make that more common, any of the rare rooms to make them more common, or to make any of the kind of meh rooms such as parlor. No, parlor's cool. Pantry, make pantry more rare. You are able to do that as well. Sometimes on our bingo boards, we have the condition to permanently raise the rarity of a room. But that is not currently on this board as I have seen fit.
And there is a second way to change the rarity of a room.
That's correct. Yeah, if you're able to get the gear wrench, which is an item that tends to show up in the tool shed, which is in the outer room, the gear wrench allows you to adjust the rarities of geared rooms that you access. Oh.
So Rad pulling the pool and drafting studio on his conservatory pull, which plays very nicely into his hands. He would like the pool in order to be able to draft locker, sauna, and pump room.
Let's go.
And he also would love the drafting studio.
I have not seen the pool.
It will grant him. It will grant him access to a number of additional rooms to add to his drafting.
Yeah. So.
I did just get my shovel, by the way, so we're about to hopefully get 3
We're
floor
popping
plans.
off.
I know.
Bro's gonna dig his own grave. Sorry. Anyways.
Wow.
Spef, can you give us some donations, please?
Absolutely. We've got a great tip here from Robert Nagula for a $25 donation that says, Rad and Bobby. This is your friend Robert Nagula here with a quick tip for your B-Quest.
Hit me.
The parlor gems are always in the black box, except when they aren't.
Oh, okay.
True. You're not wrong.
I know that might not seem very helpful, but I think if you think about it, you'll realize it is. Good luck with the run.
Thank you.
Also, as a reminder to everyone donating, even though we did meet that bonus BQuest glitched run, we do have plenty of other incentives still open, like finishing the game for Plants vs. Zombies and a ton of bid wars. So remember to put your donations towards those incentives at the bottom of the donate page.
In case anybody here is not super deep into the Blueprints lore, Robert Nagula is a character within this game. I believe he's the driver of the car, if I'm not mistaken. Watch me be very wrong here. The lore in this game is incredibly involved and intense, and unfortunately I did not have time to study that because I was reading the Bible. So,
Rad using his second upgrade disc.
He's got a second upgrade disc. Yeah. With pool being common, this has a dangerous chance of running way underestimate.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's cool. We're good.
Don't ever say that. It gets like... Every time you think it's almost over, you look up and 30 minutes have passed.
Jinx. No, okay. But yeah, and Bobby's pulling one of his blue flames here. Again, the blue flames gives you access to an elevator that is, Bobby's already gotten in the elevator, so he's not super concerned about that, but it also gives him access potentially to the...
I just got salt.
I just got a rank 8 once, that's cool.
My ears.
Let's go.
Bobby here is going to be, he's got access, I believe, do you have access to the blue flame elevator, or are you close?
To what?
The blue flame elevator?
No, not yet.
Okay. Once he gets access to the blue flame elevator, that gives him an opening to be able to get the chest power up.
Boudoir.
Boudoir. That's an incredible draft here.
Why, thank you.
That's your third upgrade disc here. Some of these upgrades are a lot better than others. He was here whinging about the mailroom not being so great, so, you know, it is what it is. But
it gives and takes.
Boudoir, having 2 gems in it, is probably amongst the most powerful ones that you can get in a bingo context. So, again, being able to re-roll those drafts is king whenever you're looking for particular rooms. Sort of like using the library.
This is a newspaper. It's probably not on the board, but I forget it every time, so.
There is a condition to read a newspaper clipping.
We've only reminded him about it twice in practice.
Yeah. Flapjack, anything to say?
I would say that, Drad is now faced with a choice. He is starting to see...
I'm about to dead end this house.
He's starting to see the auxiliary rooms he wants for that locker, sauna, pump room, trifecta. And sauna is a dead end, so...
I'm pretty sure I've done 2 dartboards, but you know what? Just for penance.
What do I do here? Do I do Schoolhouse or Tomb? I'm not sure.
You should do Schoolhouse, because that's Cool House. Or no, I don't know. It's got the blue flame in it. Have you done the blue flame?
No, I haven't, but I need the Tomb as well.
How bad do you need the Tomb?
Not that badly.
Yeah! We're going to school, folks!
We're going to school, baby. That's 4 blue flames.
Schoolhouse adds 8 classrooms to the drafting pool, but in a very sneaky sort of fashion. Again, according to T.F. Murphy here, the mechanics that are involved, especially because we're starting in V mode, is that we're essentially considered middle of the pack in terms of classroom efficiency. So it starts by giving us 3 of those classrooms immediately in the drafting pool, and then once we draw 26 rooms after the fact, either by rolling dice or by drafting, then the game sees fit to give us the 4th classroom. There can be some conditions that we add to the board, attending grade 4, for example, where you have to keep that in mind that you have to make it 26 rooms deep before you get the 4th classroom as something that you can access. But at the very least, with the 3 classrooms that you get, the classrooms allow you to redraft depending on how many, essentially, classrooms you have in the house, plus or minus a nursery and a drawing room, etc. So it's like having 3 or 4 dice appended to each of these corner rooms here. So it's incredibly important if you can pull it off. However, it is a very gem-hungry strat, as each classroom costs a single.
We don't have grade, right?
No, it shouldn't. I did my best to make sure attending grade was not on here.
And Gelly definitely didn't put 90 plus steps on here.
Yeah,
I know.
it's a bunch of goofus. Y'all love your easy conditions, and the moment I make a hard board, it's all out the window. And like, you're the expert.
Rewind to like 40 minutes ago. This board is impossible.
It's not impossible. You're very close to making it, both of you. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? I know you both have been throwing your opinions back, but Bobby, what are you looking at here in terms of drafting the studio here?
This is the third, by the way, this is the 3rd time I've got the study, which is silly. This has never happened. I barely get the study once in a run.
Yeah, I have not gotten the study.
I've gotten it 3 times now, which is very silly. And also, a little bit of a spoiler, but not really. It does help with the chess power a lot.
Yeah, it's the study is a rare room. It is one of the 2 queen rooms. The other one being her ladyship's chamber, which is also a rare room that requires a lot more involved drafting conditions in order to get it. The study has its own benefit of basically making 8 of your gems into dice, which is wild. If you're able to collect more gems than you see necessary, you're able to convert those into re-rolls as you see fit. However, it is a dead end, so it's incredibly perilous if you end up basically cutting yourself off at the path of doing it.
Secret key or special key?
Meantime,
I don't think so.
Rad has his 4th upgrade disc into Office here. So Office is going to be the only king piece that you would have access to if they were looking to do chess power-ups. That's your 4th upgrade disc. You're just about
it's only a 2 flames. Okay.
Oh, storeroom.
Yeah, so upgrading the storeroom, again, it just picks one of these items to be able to boost here. He always picks money. That's your 4th upgrade.
That's a good upgrade.
He
always picks money.
No, that's the right answer.
It's always about money.
I'll let you have it. But again, having $10 compared to 1 gem or 1 key, it technically is a bit of a trade-off. But at the very least, being able to use those $10 to say buy a sledgehammer in the commissary, buy bacon and eggs in the kitchen if you don't have access to that, being able to buy something in the locksmith if you had to buy a special key, et cetera, et cetera. Being able to have access to that money at any given time with the storeroom is more valuable than any.
It's very powerful.
Yeah, He's got the library here. You gonna make use of it?
We'll come back.
I would say he did check out Swimbird.
He did check out Swimbird.
I will say I have seen Swimbird 2 times already. Basically, I could have.
Yeah, we don't allow.
We're waiting. We're waiting
on it, man.
We cannot end this run without
I'm out of
Swimbird.
gems right now. Okay, I'm sorry.
Little detour to the parlor.
He's giving himself a break. Again, Swimbird is an incredibly emotional book. You want to prep yourselves for that one. Talks about very in-depth political shenanigans that exist within the game.
This could be wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah?
No, it's
good.
not.
He's done it. He solved the parlor correctly. Yeah. Not a condition on the board, unfortunately, but it is 2 gems, so very good. Yeah, you're always getting the pool here as well. Ooh. Come on, spend the gem on the courtyard. In the meantime, Bobby is currently navigating through the pantry here. I don't think there's a condition to eat from the pantry, the dining room, and the kitchen.
Not this time.
That can be a condition that pops up as well. The pantry is sort of a nothing of a room. You do get food out of there and $4, but as you progress later in the game, and especially, or even in bingo when you know what you're doing, it tends to be a bit of a wash, and so we tend to increase the rarity on that if we ever get access to that in the conservatory. Let's see here, and I think now is a good time for donations, I figure.
Absolutely. Many donations we have, like this $100 donation from JD Puppy that says, "Let's go, Rad." Your passion for Blueprint spans years, and it's so cool you and Bobby will get to showcase such a unique format on the GDQ stage. Putting this donation to MSF to the Glitched Run incentive, which we did get. Rad, 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 rad.
Rad, rad, rad,
And
rad,
we have a
rad.
$5 donation from James that says, "Bobby, so hyped to see you on stage again. Rooting for you in this race, but good luck to you too, Rad. Your
thank
streams
you.
are always such a fun and relaxing place to hang out. Maybe someday I'll
thank you.
finally get out of round 1 of Song Battle."
We do song battles every Sunday. Thanks, James.
Bobby,
Who did a great
Bobby.
job with hosting, by the way, earlier today.
Bobby,
What's up?
I was going to chant your name, but it's fine.
That's okay, I guess.
We can get one more donation instead.
Absolutely, we have a $46 donation from Neon that says $46 to the best room, the wine cellar. Never pass up the wine cellar.
You know what?
There are some mixed opinions about that one.
I mean, as dead ends go, it gives you 3 gems, so it's very advantageous. But at the same time, it's an unusual, so it tends to not show up, especially when you need it. It can have dig spots in there, which can be advantageous as well. But really, the main issue with liking Wine Cellar is that it just doesn't show up enough to really like give it its proper due.
Bit of spoilers coming in.
Oh yeah? What are you?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, he's broken the vase. Everyone get him. I guess it is your vase in order to inherit. Well, you haven't reached room 46 yet, so.
It may be your broken vase to inherit now.
Right.
The reason that he's collecting that is for spoilers. Microchip. Microchip is.
And I got to get my coupon book.
Okay.
Are you just walking by without look? You. Oh, here we go.
Time. Settle in.
Settle in.
Swimbird by Marion Marigold. I am a dare bird, a daring and brave bird, a diving so deep bird, a ride on the wave bird. There is not a dare I would not do, there is not a depth I would not dive to. However, my friends are not very open to the idea that I like the sky less than the ocean. Bird in the sky, not in the sea. That is what they say when looking at me. You are not a seabird, there's not an A there. You are not seabird, you are not swimbird. If you are a friend bird, fly in the wind, bird. And shouldn't you always listen to friends, for they know me best, or so they pretend. So I dare not dive, and I dare not swim, and I dare not step foot in the ocean again. And I dare not smile, and I dare not laugh, for they will do it for me and on my behalf. And I dare not dream, and I dare not speak, for maybe my friends won't like the real me. And I will say goodbye to my dreams in the sea, and wonder why daring just feels like defeat.
Everyone cheer for that. That's a great performance.
So that was sad.
And that's the condition in the middle of the board here. Red Prince Swimbird.
Interesting.
Which you can mark at any time.
Ooh, foundation.
No way, dude. Nah.
So foundation is very important because it enables several things, the most principal and most useful of which at this particular stage will be access to an additional upgrade disc. However, if Rad's luck continues to hold, he can use it to gain access to the basement.
Yep. The basement is a sort of additional area that exists in the game that is underneath the entire manor, stays the same every time, and it allows you to navigate to different areas. The tomb gives access to part of the basement. The other half of the basement has a lever in it. It has an additional floor plan if he feels fit to get that, etc. So he's looking to get to the back of the foundation here.
Okay. Oh, it's sheltered. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sheltered.
Speaking of sheltered, so when Rad started this day, he
Pump room into the back of the foundation.
when Rad started this day, he drafted the shelter in the outer room. The shelter's unique property being that it negates the negative effects of the first 3 red rooms that you draft on the same day. So he has ended up sheltering, I believe, the dark room, the gymnasium, and have you drafted a third one yet?
He might not have drafted the third one. Sheltering the lavatory can give you a bunch of benefits if he's going to be looking towards that. He'll be working with the pump room a little bit because he's access to it. The pump room allows you to adjust to different water levels that are present within the manor. The most important ones being the reservoir near the bottom, which will give him additional basement access if he's accessing from the tomb, and also filling up the greenhouse in case he finds it fit to collect a flower gem, which is in the upper left corner, as a condition. If he fills up the entire greenhouse and he's able to get access to the greenhouse, which is a room that exists on the right side of the manor if you go up, or the left side of the manor if you go down. He'll be able to collect a flower gem, which sprouts only if you fill that up entirely with water. He's probably going to be looking to do both of those conditions here. As a third possible thing, if he really wanted to, he could fill up the kitchen in order to refill a watering can if that ever came up. Whether or not
I'm not
he can
doing
do that.
Dude, I'm at the laboratory. I need this to have an allowance on here if I'm going to have a chance to win.
Yeah,
Gosh.
he's got the condition though. Yeah, all right. He's marked it off.
Aquariums and steps.
All right. Yeah, as you can see, Rad. Okay, so yeah,
That's 3.
looking at the path here, Rad's just about got it here. If he can get that 5th upgrade disc from the foundation and make it work, he'll just need to draft the locker, sauna, and pump room in a day.
I think he might be trying to draft the cloister for free. He does not get it.
No, you can't get it on the edge of he's on the edge. So unfortunately, some rooms can only be drafted in certain conditions. Solarium, very funny here. It's not normally a part of his draft room capabilities, but because...
Let's go. Full directory of red rooms.
He's got it.
He's got his condition. Yeah.
That's huge.
Rad is also able to collect another allowance token here. What does that put you up to? 6?
4.
Puts you up to 4. Yeah.
No cloister yet.
Also, a shovel right next to a dig spot.
Very, very good. Very lucky.
The 4th time I've got the study. What the heck, man?
Oh, a lucky rabbit's foot.
Oh my God.
The day is over, guys. I can't proceed.
Okay.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. No.
Because the pool is, the pump room set up, right? So.
Yeah. So he'll be able to get his
it's
upgrade
shelter.
disc here, and then he'll have that condition right next to the end here. So he just has to make that connection right up at the top there. A lot earlier than I was hoping, but maybe we've got it's fine. In the meantime, while we're here, while we're collecting things, Bobby's got a condition. He's ended in the room with a live animal in it. Congratulations!
True. Thank you.
What animal was it?
It was a little hamster in the bunk room.
Very good. Very good.
Hey, you draft 2 next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I know. I'm looking at the right side. 2 security doors. I have had the security key, but I have not had security doors show up when I had the key card. East Wing Hall, I have not seen at all, and I'm trying to get the lab for the allowance. I think that's my win condition here.
Mm-hmm. So as Bobby starts his day and as Rad finishes up his, I think now is appropriate time as any to get some donations back.
Absolutely. We have $100 that came in from the Doves. That says, the Dove Coat is the coolest room.
Nice.
I wonder who donated that.
Nice.
We also have a $25 donation that came in from Brandy that says, let's go, Bobby.
Thanks,
Wishing
Brandy.
you the best from all of us in the Badger Pad community.
Aw, thank you.
You've got that.
Appreciate you, Brandy. Thank you so much. That's one of my moderators. Thank you.
We also had a $25 donation to MSF coming from Emil Ukami that says, I see the Dove Coat being drafted on the 7th rank and everyone having fun on SGDQ. What you have heard has been foreseen by the great Rad Zara. Until the dawn of the following day, I will have nothing more to say.
What is with you people?
I got that right. Wow.
I'm about to launch into a rant about Dovecoat here because some of the folks up here seem that the Dovecoat is one
It's
of the
just
most
got birds. That's it. There's nothing. That's it. It's also really cool. I wish we could show it. It's one of the rooms you generally add to the pool with the drafting studio.
Oh, I think Rad is actually going to attempt to retrieve some money out of the fountain.
Oh, wow.
Which is going to be
Nice.
up there in the corner. He's got it. Yeah. So
Very nice.
that also gives him a potential draw if he can't find his way into getting a locker sauna pump room or picking 4 berries. To talk about some of the end conditions that Rad is working towards here, picking 4 berries, there is a blessing that exists in the game from the shrine where you can donate $15 and get the blessing of the berry picker. Each of these berries exists. You get 3 of them per day, and you can use them to draft unusual or rare rooms in a spot where you don't want to pick any of the rooms in front of you. Using 4 of them would require 2 days of that blessing, but it would be relatively easy to blitz through them, provided that you have the $15 to spend in the shrine draft.
Oh my God.
Next to it, you've got the draft the locker.
Yo, East Wing Hall.
Oh my God, look at this. This is wild. Look at this. Office, East Wing Hall, and foyer, all common. Wow.
Yeah, all of those are unusual or rare rooms, so being able to set them to common is incredible. And Bobby has a particular love for the foyer. He drafts it as...
It's the best. Yeah. I mean, it really gives you a lever, potentially. It gives you a lot of different things.
Provided that you can get the great hall,
Yep.
it unlocks all the doors in there, so that's what he means by both the upgrade disc that is in the great hall as well as the lever. Normally all the doors that are in the great hall are locked, but because it is a hallway, the foyer unlocks all of those at a whim. Looking at some of the more conditions up here, enter room 46, kind of a lost cause. We've talked about drafting the locker, the sauna, and the pump room. Those are all rooms that come from the pool. Adding 3 new floor plans, again, this is something that kind of happens over time, provided that you can get the conservatory and the planetarium. There's just one more that you would need to get. And Bobby, for example, he gets the study, which has the closed exhibit inside of the safe that exists there. So that was his 3rd floor plan, which is why he's got that condition there. And then that one next to it on that 8th rank at the very end is drafting the cloister for free. There are a couple ways to do it. One of them is to draft the terrace, a room that only exists on the edge from actually any of the ranks, but it's a lot more common the higher that you go up. It allows you to draft green rooms without spending any amount of time.
There's a lever. Cool.
The other way to do it is to have a secret passage. The secret passage, we've seen it used a couple of times where you can force the color of the room that you're going to. The game always guarantees that you will never spend a gem in the first slot room that you have access to. Each of the green rooms that are accessible from the center cost at least 1 gem. So the game has a special cost bypass marker that it puts on top of it. And if the cloister happens to end up in the first slot when you're using the secret passage in order to get a green room in the center rooms, that allows you to draft the cloister for free as well. So we may see that come up. We've seen it attempted at the very least by Bobby quite a few times here. They're both close here. Bobby's got his route in on the right, provided that he can get the 2 conditions there, drafting the West and East Wing Hall, which is especially assisted by the fact that the East Wing Hall has been made common by Bobby. With help with the
I'm really hoping that works out.
So if that works out, you can get both of those to pop at the same time. He's got that condition. And then the one directly below it, open 2 security doors. Nice. He's mentioned before that he's gotten his 2 security doors. It's a little difficult in order to get either the key card or to get the utility closet plus the security in order to make that pop. But he could definitely attempt to force it, provided that he drafts deep enough in order to get there. And so that would be his way to victory, provided he can get 7+ allowance or enter room 46. And then Rad, of course, has been on the draw for winning the game for quite a while now. He's just got those 3 conditions that he can pick from, depending on what he wants to do there.
That I can pick from. Yeah, that's how it works.
What do you mean? Pick 4 berries, draft locker, sauna, pump room? You get either of those. Enter room 46.
This is going to be locked.
If you were good, you know.
This is 1,000,000% going to be locked.
All of us at some point have commented that this game seems to sense when you're on a mission to achieve a particular goal.
Let's go.
There
We're so
it
back.
is.
We're so back, dude.
So back. All right. So he's got that one. So Bobby's got that one condition to be going in from the West Wing, and Rad's got that one. No, I don't know West from East. Forgive me. He's going in from the East Wing. Rad's going in from the West Wing, and it is just sort of neck and neck. Basically, one condition each for the rest of them here. As Flapjack was mentioning earlier, though, this game is a bit of an eldritch entity in that if you're trying to do something, the game will do everything in its power to make sure that you don't do it. We've got TF Murphy on the case to figure out whether it's eldritch or programmed in. I'm still leaving it up to spirituality at this point, because really, there are some times where, especially if you're looking for like the study on top of the officer or anything along those lines, the game will refuse to give you one or the other, which is it's just rough. And anyone who's played this game casually knows the feeling, especially if you're trying to get to room 46. Oh, you know what? 58:25 on the timer. Now is a good time for us to ask our competitors in the middle of whatever they're doing, what they're doing. Rad, what is this? Why are you in the study? What are you looking for the study for?
I'm not in the study.
You're in the sauna.
Yeah, I'm in the sauna.
Why are you in the sauna for?
Because my last condition is locker room, pump room, and sauna.
He needs the locker room in order to get his last square.
And that'll be a win?
That'll be it.
That'll be a win in an hour?
Don't listen. I don't have a lot of options.
Man, you'll definitely get it here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to jinx him here. Bobby, in the meantime, you're looking to access the. You've got your upgrade.
I'm just looking for lab, and I'm looking for. I'm at security, so I just need the security card or the breaker box, basically.
However, Rad is out of keys, and he might be out of luck.
Ooh. Yeah, again.
Please be out of luck. That would be really neat.
Luck is a mechanic in this game, which is very well documented. You start out with 10 luck to begin with, and there are certain rooms that give you additional luck as you go on. So for example, drafting the veranda gives you plus 12. The game is supposed to give you plus 6, but there's a slight bug in the game where drafting it doubles its effect the first time that you end up utilizing it. I know that's not the luck that they were talking about, but I had a chance to jump in. Anyways, these luck allow you to get additional items in some of these rooms. So for example, when Rad was in the solarium and he got both a shovel and a lucky rabbit's foot, that's in part because he got the veranda, which gave him incredibly high luck, putting him in one of the higher drop tiers, and the solarium decided to give him 2 additional items instead of the 0 or 1 dig piles or items that it would normally give you. We currently don't have the access to be able to manipulate luck in any serious capacity, but having knowledge of it, it gives both of our players here a better understanding and footing of what they're working with when they're going.
Oh no!
And thus,
Oh no! Oh no!
I have to draft it.
Oh wait, did you find it?
Yeah,
it's the locker room.
Locker room.
And that is the final connecting square, and that means that Rad is your winner.
Can we? I was going so hard for 46. Like I was trying.
Nice job.
Like I had tombs set up. We were drafting north.
I guess I could continue. I suppose we could get to 130 if we want to keep the time.
Hey,
who can get the most squares? Who can get the most squares?
I'm trying to get to 46. I can get, okay, keys.
No, whoever gets the most squares at the end of 130.
Nah.
Double or nothing.
Double or nothing.
Please, I beg you. I built this board to not have this happen. In any case, yeah.
We'll speak briefly about this game mode because this is a game mode that was developed for the community, by the community, and there was a significant amount of playtesting that all 4 of us put in to develop what we perceived to be an equal balance of difficulty and achievableness within. We ballparked it at an hour and a half, and when we started making this game mode, I should say when the community started making this game mode, we didn't know about veteran player mode.
We didn't know about it until about a week ago.
Right, yeah. So it's been a difficult ride being able to figure out exactly how to tune all of these boards. We've been working really hard to be able to get these conditions together. BQuest was developed specifically for GDQ no joke, 24 hours before we were set up for submissions, I'm like, man, it'd be really funny if we had a bingo board in the shape of the manor. And then Rad was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's ship it. And so we went from not having a product to having a full-featured board. The first time in our submission that we got the run done, it was 131. So we were like, let's make the estimate 135. And that's where we're at now. And we've gotten so much better at it since then to where, we've been trying to tune it for 130, but sometimes the game knows. And so it'll give far more convenient conditions here. So Rad, are you just shooting for room 46 at this point? Is that what we're going for here? Is this your any % condition?
I think, yeah, like well, I'll grab my allowance token as well. So the hardest part of doing 46, honestly, is I think getting into,
Yikes.
Wait. Okay, well, it's getting into the antechamber, but
Sure.
it might, I have 15 steps. This is the problem. It's like I'm set up, but dining room is so far away. I don't know. I forgot what I was going to say.
The most difficult part of doing room 46, to elaborate, is getting into the actual antechamber, because that is just half of the battle. Entering the antechamber requires you to pull at least one lever and to make it up there. And not only are you fighting against the forces of your keys, your steps, your gems, all the different resources that you're working with there, but you're also fighting against the fact that the game does not like to give you doors that always face to the north unless you have certain provided items that allow you to do that. Sometimes the game will intentionally dead end you from a certain wing by sending you directly down instead of ever going north, etc. So regardless of whether or not you're able to actually open the particular lever here, so for example, he'll be opening the lever on the right side here, it does not necessarily mean that he's going to have access to it, although the cloister is relatively close. And that's just half the battle, because when you go in there, there's a little bit of a puzzle where you are encountered with a basement key and a little note that says to continue up, you must go down, which is an indicator that you're supposed to go to the basement in order to pull the north lever, which is a second lever that gives you access to the room 46. Spoilers, by the way, we're way past the spoilers at this point, sorry. Deepest apologies. But in any case, Rad is going to be looking to set up, I suppose, for room 46, while Bobby also gets his bingo, hopefully within the allotted 1:30.
I'm really close. The thing right now is, like, I just need a security. The two things I need are a security card, and I need basically a lab, functionally. Those are the two things I need, a lab with allowance. Those are the two things. I'm very close.
What's your current allowance?
I have 4, so I just need, like, 3 allowance conditions, basically.
Rad is going to get into the antechamber if he chooses to draft either the gymnasium or the lab.
But I
can't.
But
he does not have the steps
It's
to.
the steps that's the problem.
He's made it in the antechamber before. As we saw, he immediately passed out, and it seems like, again, once you have the steps, you start to run out of it. What is the outer room that you ended up drafting here?
Tomb.
I have access. I just don't have steps. Yeah.
He does have he has drafted past right gate, which has activated the condition of the dining room, but with only, what is it?
I have 12.
12 steps left. It'll be very difficult to not only make it to the dining room.
Yeah, I can only get back to the entrance hall at this point.
So you don't have the dining room accessible to you?
No, it's like this whole section of the map is cordoned off.
On the wrong side.
Yeah.
Might as well reset the day. Although, I don't know, maybe there's a permanent upgrade that you could potentially get. In the meantime, so Bobby mentioned before that he's looking for that 7+ allowance, which is another difficult condition up there. Some of the allowance tokens are a lot easier than others. I believe you've probably got at this point Cloister and Trading Post, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, correct.
So it's very likely that he could either get another allowance token. He went to the study and he picked up the closed exhibit, so there's a more Ajay box that exists in there that has an additional 2 allowance.
Oh, true, yeah. I keep forgetting about that.
You're welcome. Otherwise,
thanks.
if he's not going to be able to do that, there's one inside of the master bedroom, which is only draftable on the east wing, which is a rare item. But if he's able to get the conservatory, that's a way that he can...
Give me the key card, please. I beg you.
There's
Sick.
a chance. It's not a key card. The other way, as you mentioned
Foundation and bookshop.
Yeah, you're not going to want to do this.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
I don't want this at this point, right?
I don't know, man.
Books! Books! Give it up for books!
So the other way that he's able to get to 7+ allowance is through laboratory experiments. That's something that he's basically been trying to get to the laboratory as many times as he's able. Another way that you're actually able to get access to these experiments that could give you additional allowance is to get Black Bridge. If he pulls the boiler room and manages
Unbelievable.
to get the what?
He has an experiment to reset his steps.
Oh, wow.
He has to open a security door.
Pause, champ. Do you have any... Well,
Yeah, I got one right here.
No fool.
Unbelievable. Room 46 alive.
No way.
Okay, so he's got his...
No way.
It's time, my dude. It's time. It's time to reclaim what was bequested to you.
There's simply no way I'm about to get styled on with room 46 and a dub in this. There's no way.
By an experiment.
Play to your outs. You got to play to your outs whenever you're playing bingo like this. You just got to make it out to the. He set the reservoir level in the pump room here in order to set the water at just the right height in order to. When he's going to go back to the tomb, he's going to cross a particular chasm and he's going to set up the. What do you call it? The under gear study, the underpass is what it is called, which is this massive gear system, which we'll see, which has no real lore reason for existing, but it is what it is. Where you have to rotate it in such a way where to navigate to the north door lever there, and then you have to make your way back, and then once you do, you'll have your north door, and he'll be able to make it back up to the end.
Pizza!
Rad also choosing to consume the pizza
time.
just to give him more steps.
Pizza time.
Yeah. To talk about the dinner a little bit.
And salt.
And salted.
Don't do
Gotta salt your pizza.
Pizza, dude. Yeah.
Any pizza salters in the chat?
Don't say that in front of God.
That was not supposed to get a clap. How dare you?
All of you are sinners.
So Rad now taking one of the several entrances you can get in order to access the end game of what we refer to in the community as Act 1 of the game. He is going to enter the basement through the tomb in order to pull lever for room 46 and then
Hold on.
Money.
Just keep rubbing it in how rich you are here.
51, he has a coin purse too, 51 gold.
Wow.
That's
You could buy out the whole showroom.
You have to pull Drax's.
No, not even close.
I'm sure. Really?
So he'll be room 46ing here. Again, we in testing, when we were looking at doing submissions for possibly doing Bequest as a run, never were able to get runs under like an hour and a half in any sort of consistency. So the fact that this is happening means that the Eldritch entity has detected that we went under estimate, and it knows and it's doing its best. But we're able to see room 46. This will be wild. This will be incredible. So all he's got to do here is do the gear puzzle here. You remember how to do the gear puzzle, right?
Surely.
He remembers how to do the gear puzzle. Take his silence as a yes. In the meantime, Bobby on the mean side is going to be looking to get that allowance. Again, a couple ways to do it. If he gets that closed exhibit, it's great because it's got the Morajai box that's in there. Master bedroom's got that allowance token. I don't know. There's got to be another couple Morajai. You could get a Sanctum key if you really wanted to go to the as well.
I will not be getting a Sanctum.
Wait,
key.
why am I actually am doing this wrong.
Yeah, you're.
I just want the Mechanarium really bad.
Guys, hold on to your hats. He's got add 3 new floor plans as a condition.
Rad, if you could please mark add 3 new floor
I don't.
plans.
Okay, fine. There.
A battery. Wow.
The battery pack increases, I believe, either the workshop or the battery, or the workshop or the boiler room's chances of spawning if you wanted to increase either of those. You've got the security door. You just need
I do, don't I?
the access through it. Is that the end of your day? No? Oh, that's unfortunate. So,
Bobby, if you want me to stop this run at any point, I will just end the day.
I'm determined.
This is not.
No, you should
I am
do
not,
it.
Okay.
Doing this in an hour and a half is bananas.
it's bananas. It's wild. Yeah. And he'll be able to do it in less than 5 minutes right after this run as well. So we'll be looking forward to that. Okay. Yeah, he's got the gear set up now. So he'll be going to the north lever here. Again, cover your eyes, close your ears if you're not interested in knowing. That's not how that works. Sensory deprivation if you want to avoid spoilers, although if you're in this deep at this point, you've kind of got an idea of what's going on here. So I'll be rotating the gear and then setting up for the north lever, and then we'll just be about done on room 46. I guess we'll call it time when you reach 46.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like an appropriate thing to be doing here. By the way, let's get a condition count here. Rad has 22 conditions and Bobby has 21. Is that correct?
I think it's 27 now, right?
Oh.
27, 21?
27, 21,
So you can't even like angle shoot for the squares either. Dang it. All right.
Okay, but to be fair, like once you move up the board and you're in like rank 7, 8 on our board, there's not like there's clearly no strategic decision to go for the lower ranks, even if they're like available.
I have been fully avoiding all of the other ranks, anything lower than just 7 allowance and 2 security doors. So I've like fully avoided all of the squares at this
So setting up for the incentive that's to come after this. So you just saw Red enter that white semicircular room.
There's a bunch of doors in there. Don't worry about it.
about that.
That's for the sequel or something.
But
something.
Yeah.
Sequel.
For the run that
something
comes-
dirigible blocks.
for the run that comes after this, remember the long tunnel that Rad ran down, as well as that white room, because you will see it again, but not from the inside.
Not from the perspective that you're expecting. The way that he's doing it too will be bananas. We'll get there when we get there. But anyways, he'll be leading
Soft
the
lock?
tomb here.
No? Okay.
No, don't mention that. There's no soft lock that exists there, and there
It's
never
been
has
fixed.
been. No,
The devs are awesome.
Yes,
For real.
shout out to the devs, especially Tonda Ross, the grand creative
What do
director.
I don't know how to do it with one hand.
In case you're not aware, 3 of us up here actually were playtesters for this game for a long time. Someone mentioned in the donations that Rad has been playing this game for years. That's the reason why.
Also known as 4 of us minus Bobby.
You get to come too.
I'll tell you what, this submission, this run would not have happened without Bobby. Full stop.
Yes, exactly.
We were testing
That's
glitchless, we were testing glitched. We could not get it consistent, and Bobby's like, what about bingo? And I'm like, and then
You're
I'm like, oh, okay, actually. And so, no, shout outs, for real. I never would have
appreciate that.
considered
Thank
it.
you.
He belongs up here too, absolutely. But as playtesters here, we know Tonda Ross very well. We've had many long and protracted conversations. I have been very angry at him a couple times.
Brad, you got 40
as well.
coins, I think, as well, right?
So,
Yes, but
again,
You can style on me.
No,
It's fine.
Rad, 40 plus coins.
where is it?
You can style on me. It's all right.
It's on our rank 7 on the.
yeah!
I guess we gotta give those fingers I'm not. I don't know what I was going to say there. Just everything's good. 50 coins now. The chapel took one.
So shout outs again to Tonda Ross in his infinite patience.
This game has been a labor of love on his part, and it shows.
Yes. So again,
Absolutely.
All right. What do I do with this?
Nothing. Just go to room 46.
I don't know. It looks weird.
All right. Fine.
And time!
I did the bingo thing.
You can skip the cutscene here.
If you want to see the cutscene, you'll have to.
we're gonna.
You have to
You'll have to
play
play
the
the
game
through that.
yourself.
No,
So-
I'm trying. Leave. No. Okay, it's gone.
Yeah. I think that's a good place to pause. Yeah.
Gents, give us a recap on how your collective effort went.
Well, every single thing you got, I was like, this is gonna go. It's how every game works, right? You hear like, oh, I've got the study, I've got the foyer, I've got. You just do not know how this is gonna play out, which makes it so fun. It's like, it's devastating sometimes. It's fun others, but like one thing that I think really shined through is like when you practice speedruns, sometimes you get really sick of them.
Yeah.
And this never got old. Like every time you play solo with other people, it was like you just never know how it's going to play out. And I think somebody in the community mentioned to us like we've kind of created a way for people to like iterate on the game and have more fun with it after they exhaust all the content. So that's what it feels like. So.
I've just repeatedly kept playing this mode because I've had so much fun with it. And I know I just get so stuck on puzzles sometimes, and it's just been great to keep the game alive in so many ways, even after you've done a lot of the initial stuff, because it's just been great competing with folks and, doing this into a competitive format, you can involve others. So it's been fantastic. So congratulations. One more round of applause for RadRingtail for winning our race.
And Bobby.
Yes.
Let's go, Bobby.
So one other thing that we'll say before, I know we do have our incentive, so thank you so much for your donations. We really appreciate it. It's all going towards a fantastic cause for MSF. We are going to be doing our incentive here, so we'll do our shout outs after that. We will have to get set up here shortly for our incentive right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to your screen. I'll be right back, and we're going to show you that glitched any% showcase of blueprints. You guys excited for that?
Time! 46!
All right. We'll be back shortly. Take it away, production.